everyone. I'm Kristan Hawkins, President of Students for Life.
And I am Abby Johnson, CEO of And Then There Were None.
And we are here tonight in front of the Lincoln Memorial on the memorial of Roe versus Wade, 47 years after the Supreme Court handed down the tragic decisions of Roe and Doe, which legalized abortion all 9 months for whatever reason. But we are here today to tell you the state of the pro-life movement is strong. So I asked Abby to come out here and freeze with me tonight because we're all here in Washington getting ready for the March for Life this Friday, the National Pro-Life Summit this Saturday, which is sold out. Sorry if you didn't get tickets. You should have listened to me last time. But I wanted to go over with Abby just some of her thoughts, and maybe we can have a little conversation about what went right in 2019 in the pro-life movement, what went wrong, and where can we do better, and what are our opportunities looking forward in 2020? Because we all know this town is going to get crazy in 2020. And, you know, you thought you were kind of sick of elections in 2016 and talk about politics.
Just wait.
Nothing. We can't even get into an Uber here without hearing about the impeachment. So let's go successes. All right, Abby. Give me one success that you think the pro-life movement achieved or that we saw together in 2019.
So, record number of abortions are down, which is awesome. I mean, it's still too many, right? We acknowledge that, but that's the goal, is to make abortion illegal, to make abortion unthinkable, and that's not going to happen until we start seeing those numbers go down, down, down. And so we're finally seeing that, which is awesome.
That's awesome. So one.
How
about number two for me might be the number of abortion facilities down. So they're shutting, these brick and mortar facilities are shutting down.
Yeah, and
you kind of have something to do with that. Maybe.
Well, like almost 300 Planned Parenthood clinics in the past 10 years since I've been out of the industry have closed. So Planned Parenthood's on its way out, and you know better than anybody that millennials like really don't have a positive view of Planned Parenthood anymore. They see that they're like, I just want to go and like get my health care. I don't want to be asked about if I'm going to vote pro-choice or whatever, you know? So, I think millennials are catching on to the game of Planned Parenthood, which is awesome. That's also another positive.
All right, two. Three would be the number of pro-life laws. So, while nothing happened here in Washington, D.C., because some people didn't vote enough pro-life in 2018. Thank you very much.
All those third-party voters.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Helping us out.
Abby's speaking at the National Pro-Life Summit about that on Saturday, so make sure you tune into the live stream about 2:45-ish in the afternoon Eastern time. And I think we might hear about that. But in state capitals, we saw a record number of pro-life laws being passed, being introduced in 2019. Despite kind of the crazy state laws and the most, the extreme state laws, like our neighbors here in Virginia.
It sounds like an extreme, right? It was like people like Virginia was like crazy, like, oh, we're gonna, abort babies up until birth, and hey, even after they're born, like, let's go ahead and still kill them, right? If the abortion wasn't successful. But then you have states like Georgia and Ohio and all these other states that are passing really amazing, Alabama passing really amazing pro-life legislation. So that's definitely a win.
And it's actually, I'm going to say, looking into the legislative sessions that just started in states, we're actually seeing a lot of pro-life legislation being introduced, and we're also seeing kind of post-Roe legislation being introduced. So there's actually some Democratic pieces of legislation in Ohio that our team at Students for Life Action is going to be kind of supporting, because these are good pieces of legislation to help improve women's health care that really will reduce abortions, but they don't fund the abortion industry. It's not like that. They help with adoption and foster care and all these things that we really need to kind of talk about and tackle as a pro-life movement when Roe is no more, when abortion's not made.
And it will happen.
It's not if, it's when it's going to happen. Okay, so we have some good successes in the pro-life movement. Failures or challenges. We should be more positive about it.
Sure.
So give me one kind of challenge for the pro-life movement, you think?
Challenge. The Planned Parenthood still getting buku bucks of our tax dollars. So, but I will say, over $600 million of our tax money. However, for the first time ever,
That's right.
we finally have a president, a pro-life president, who actually took money away from Planned Parenthood.
60
First time
million.
ever. So, you know, we look at the numbers and we're like, okay, that's like not that much. But seriously, it is setting a precedent, right? That we can continue and take more and more of their funding away. So it's huge. People don't think they don't really understand how big it is. There are a lot of pots of money that Planned Parenthood receives. So if we can take them out of one, that sets the precedent to tell us we can take them out of a bunch of different pools of money.
Yeah, the Protect Life rule this year was huge. Actually, kind of the architect of that deal, Russ Vogt, he's the director of the Office of Management and Budget. He's like the most pro-life cabinet member. He'll actually be speaking at the National Pro-Life Summit this Saturday. So make sure you go to prolifesummit.org and tune in to watch that live stream in the morning. It's going to be really cool to kind of have him there to talk about that. But it's bad. You know, they got the most money they've ever received from taxpayers this past year, and you can see on the charts, as the taxpayer money goes up, so do their abortions, and so does their stake in the abortion industry. They've gone from, like, in 2000, Planned Parenthood committed 15% of all abortions in America. Today they commit 40%. 40%.
Yeah. You know what's also interesting is that we can see the correlation, like, as their money has gone up over the past 10 years, actual healthcare services, like, down. Yeah. So all these cancer screenings are always talking about, like, pap smears, all the good services that people defend. Those are down. Like, pap smears are down by over 70% in the past 10 years. So as we've seen their money go up, the only thing that is consistently also gone up with that is abortion.
Like, there's a direct correlation here, people.
Absolutely.
So next time someone says, I don't like Planned Parenthood, but they provide good services, then why did 70% of their services go down? They also, interestingly, should have put this in a success category, lost 400,000 individual donors last year.
Yes, huge.
If I would have lost 400,000 donors, well, first it would be great to have 400,000 donors.
Yeah, right.
I would be fired as a CEO. Right. That's crazy town.
There would be no Students for Life.
That's
there would
true.
be no, and then there were none. Yeah. Like, if we lost all those donors, that'd be it,
pretty
right?
Much. Yeah.
But, yeah, and I think also, like, Dr. Leanna Wen being fired, resigning, whatever happened there, I think that also woke people up, too.
To how much they are in abortion industry.
Yes, because she wasn't an activist.
No. Yeah.
She was a doctor.
Yeah.
And they don't actually provide real health care. So they provide very little of it. So I think she sort of woke up to that, and because of that departure, I think it showed a lot of people, like, hey, what's going on here? You know, this doctor couldn't hack it at Planned Parenthood. Like, what's really going on? And
that was a very, like, messy public breakup. That was not, like, a great PR move for them. We should put that in the success category. We got a lot of success.
We have a lot of successes.
Okay, so another challenge. So Planned Parenthood's getting money. I would say another challenge would be the Department of Justice has still not finished their investigation of the body parts.
Like, seriously, what is taking?
Yeah, this started in 2015 with David DeLine, Center for Medical Progress, Sandra Merritt. They came out with all these amazing videotapes proving that they're literally trafficking the body parts of children they've been paid to abort, and yet we still don't have any word from DOJ. I actually just emailed somebody yesterday. They said, oh, we just did this. I was like, oh, that's great, but where is the DOJ?
Yeah, where's DOJ? What's going on?
We need to be demanding that that President Trump's Department of Justice release the Planned Parenthood investigation. Just like if, like, you're at the March for Life with us this Friday, and we just heard the president's going to be speaking.
Yes.
I think sporadically there needs to be a chance to defund Planned Parenthood multiple places, because they're still getting money, and the Trump administration could debar Planned Parenthood without a congressional vote. It's not like a permanent solution. It'll only be like 3 years. But can you imagine Planned Parenthood not receiving half of their income for 3 years?
Oh, I mean, the majority of their clinics would close.
Yeah.
And when their clinics close, babies are saved. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah. All right, so other challenges. Did you have any other challenges? I feel like we had, I know the
other challenges. I would say, like, marketing and branding in the pro-life movement. And some of that is directly affected by sort of the lack of unity in the pro-life movement. But we're working to fix that.
Yes.
Right? Collaboration.
That's an opportunity, and that's what's coming in 2020.
Yes, like, working together, like, stop fighting with each other, like, stop with the pride and the ego, like, let's work together. But, you know, there's a problem, right? Yeah. Because pregnancy centers, huge success, outnumber abortion clinics 5 to 1.
5 to 1.
5 to 1. Yet, abortion clinics still up and going.
Yeah.
Like, there's a problem there. And it's not the pregnancy center's fault, okay? Hear me when I'm saying that. It's not that. But it's just, we need like some strategy, I think. You know, like some innovative like marketing, and how are we getting to women? Because Planned Parenthood is very much like sort of a household name, right? But then when women have pregnancies, like where do they go?
They don't know.
They don't know.
Even pro-lifers, we did a study a couple years ago, and even pro-life students that we studied didn't know where to send their friend who was pregnant and didn't want to choose an abortion. Like, I was speaking at Villanova a couple months ago, and Catholic school where I got protesters.
That was a fun event.
Yeah, that was
for
fun.
you.
Yeah, I love protesters. But it was interesting because a woman came up to me before and she said, "Hey, make sure during your speech you mention all of the pregnancy centers." And I was like, "Okay, sounds like a great idea." There were like 25, and they all had different phone numbers, different names. And I was like, well, I can't sit here and list all 25. Right. Isn't there like one Philly phone number to call?
Like a call center.
Yeah. I mean, there's Option Line. That's a good one to promote.
Yeah.
And there's other kind of similar setups. But I do think that, honestly, because I hear that all the time. Well, we can't overturn Roe. We can't reverse Roe. We can't abolish abortion because pro-life movement isn't ready to take care of all these women. I'm like, I actually think...
Oh, I think we're ready.
Oh, we are totally ready. Like, literally, you walk into a pregnancy center or a pro-life women's healthcare center, and the women there, the staff there, will do literally anything they can do for you. But it's a lack of marketing. So you're actually, let's going into opportunities. Why don't you talk about ProLove Ministries and your hotline?
Yeah.
That's a great opportunity.
Yeah. So a few months ago, I founded sort of an umbrella organization called ProLove Ministries, and our goal is not to create another student group, right? Because SFLA has got that. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not doing anything that's already being done, but we're trying to fill gaps in the movement. So one of the things that we saw that was desperately needed was a hotline, a call line, and different than Option Line, right? Because there's women that fall outside of the parameters of pregnancy center services, right? So, they're a single mom and they've got kids that are 10 and 12, and they need help paying their rent. They need help putting groceries in their pantry. And that's outside of the scope of pregnancy centers, of course, right? That's not their focus. But we needed some case management, right? To step in, to live life with these women. And so that's what we're doing. So in 3 months, we started a hotline called Love Line. That's one of our projects. And it's an amazing hotline. We are doing intense case management with these women. We are not trying to be transactional with them. We are trying to help transform their lives. And so in the past 3 months, we are actively engaged with 58 women. And, their stories are amazing. Like, one of them is a woman who is bravely fighting cancer while pregnant. Every doctor encouraged her to abort. She chose life for her child, so we're walking with her. We're living with her through these challenges that are coming. We've helped a lot of women who are victims of domestic violence move out, find safety, find safe homes. So we're doing it, and that's a resource. Loveline.com is a resource for pregnancy centers, for anybody in the pro-life movement. One of the things that we need to really do on our own, because everybody knows social media is where it's at, right? So you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, whatever. We need to do what we can to really advertise for the pregnancy centers in our area and for pro-life medical centers in our area. You need to go on your Facebook, on your Instagram, and say, hey, I want to give a shout out to the amazing pregnancy center. If you might think that everybody on your friends list is 50 and older, but that post can be shared by other people.
That's right.
And so we have to help do the advertisement, because over 70% of the women walking into these pregnancy centers are hearing about it through word of mouth.
Right.
So we have to do our job to really open our mouths and to talk about these centers that are available.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think it's something that, if you run a Students for Life group, that's one of our projects for you, is to have a marketing partnership with your local pregnancy center. Because as a Students for Life group, you are literally like the marketing arm for the pregnancy center, for the women's healthcare center on your campus. And that's your job, to make sure she's not being referred to Planned Parenthood, that she doesn't think Planned Parenthood is the only option for her, and to give her other choices. So another opportunity I would say in the pro-life movement we have in 2020 is the election.
Yes.
I think we're closer than ever before to achieving step one in our goal, which is reversing Roe, which it does not end abortion, people. Don't think we're having a big party that day, because actually the real battle will just begin. But we're going to reverse Roe versus Wade, send the decision back to all 50 states. That's when it really gets real, because it's not going to matter what happens in D.C. In all 50 states, we have to mobilize. This is what Students for Life is kind of preparing for. So we're going to have this battle, but we're so close. Like, we have 5 pro-life Supreme Court justices. The question is, do those 5 Supreme Court justices have the guts to reverse Roe?
We're not sure.
We don't know how God works.
We need a couple more appointments.
Yeah, I think we need 1 or 2 more appointments.
Yeah.
But how are we going to get there, folks? It's going to be a pro-life president and a pro-life Senate to confirm them. Right. And I know there's a lot of people that are like, I don't know how I feel about the current president, whatever.
I don't know how I feel about him sometimes too.
Yeah, I just don't pay attention to Twitter.
Sometimes I'm like, get off of Twitter, dude.
Yeah, just go.
Right? But there
is one issue.
But we love him because he is the only president who's actually fighting to end the systemic tragedy of abortion. He's the only one. People will say, oh, but I loved the Bushes. Oh, I loved Reagan. Really? Because they didn't do half of the stuff that President Trump has done to help the unborn. So, and to help dismantle the abortion industry. So I hear people talk about, like, oh, you need to vote your conscience. Okay, stop that. Vote your conviction. Do you believe that abortion should be available to women or not? Are you convinced that abortion is wrong for women, that it is wrong for these babies who are being innocently murdered in the womb? If that is wrong, you vote that conviction, period.
Yeah, I know. I get so frustrated because sometimes people say, there's a lot of issues. I'm like, yeah, of course there's a lot of issues. And as a Christian, I care about a lot of issues, and a lot of issues are important to me. But if we saw the broken bodies of 2,300 Americans lying in the streets every single night on the evening news, if every single night you turned on the CBS Evening News and that's what you saw, what do you think America would do the next time they went to the polls? That would be their issue. We have to stop this killing that's going on right now.
Yep.
But because abortions happen behind the abortion clinic doors, abortion facility doors, because their bodies are literally thrown away, down the garbage disposal, burned, we don't see their broken bodies. And therefore that allows us to kind of in our minds go, wow, there's a lot of different issues. There's only one issue that kills more people every single day in our world, and that is abortion. And that's why we have to vote pro-life first.
And it's cyclical, right? Because when we as a society dehumanize the unborn, so people say, Abby, but don't you care about these people, this issue?
Of
course I do, right? But if you want to cure dehumanization in our society, then you will start by focusing on the most marginalized in our society. The most marginalized group of people in our society are the unborn. Period. Mm-hmm. That's it. So you want to talk about death penalty, you want to talk about immigration, you want to talk about this? Sure, we can talk about that. Tell me how you vote on abortion, right?
That's right.
Because that's the core issue.
That's right.
We solve that, I promise you will see a trickle down, and we will start seeing rehumanization all throughout this society.
That's right. All right, another opportunity I think for us in 2020 is unity.
Yeah.
You have no idea how excited I am for the National Pro-Life Summit. We had this idea about 10 years ago. Everyone thought we were crazy of trying to get pro-life groups to work together for one event, share the stage, and share the marketing, and share the financial burden. And everyone's like, that's not going to happen. It's happening on Saturday. Like, this has never happened before. And what's so exciting is a lot of people are like, that's kind of crazy. But now people are like, oh, that's so great. Because everybody in the pro-life movement is coming together to train 3,300 people in all the different facets of the pro-life movement.
Yeah.
And I think we have an opportunity now with folks seeing just how important 2020 is. I think we're going to see a record level of unity here in Washington and hopefully in states. So we've got some big challenges in states. Like we had SB 24 that was passed in California this year. That is literally going to change the game of the pro-life movement because they know second and third trimester abortions are going to go away. They know these brick and mortar facilities, which are disgusting, by the way, and your Check My Clinic website shows that. So what they're trying to do is make every college campus, and what they have done in California, now dispense the abortion pill. Well, Massachusetts, New York have introduced similar laws. We're going to have record level of unity of pro-life activists from states, from regions coming together to fight this, and to really kind of figure out, how do we change the way we've been playing the game, essentially? How do we innovate? How do we come up with a new idea?
Let me tell you something. Pro-lifers have, I think that there's like this theoretical concept about why abortion is wrong, how it's so terrible, what it does to the unborn. It's sort of like in theory, right? But behind that theory are thousands of women every single year who are taking abortion pills, many that are mailed to them, okay? They're taking these abortion pills in their home. They are laboring alone at home. They are passing the body of their child into a toilet. And they are having to make the decision, what do I do with this body? What do I do with my baby that I just made the decision to abort? And most of them are making the decision to flush that baby down the toilet. We don't even know, in reality, we don't realize the emotional damage that is being done in our society today because of medication abortion. So everybody keeps talking about, surgical abortion. And of course, like, surgical abortion has been around, since a long
47 years.
Yeah. Legalized surgical abortion. But now we have an even greater challenge, and that's medication abortion.
That's right.
Because women are getting it, minors are getting it
right.
without their parents' consent. They're getting it online.
These
and
are
they're
dorm
doing
room
this.
Abortions.
Yes, they're doing it alone. And women, we have to all believe that women deserve better than that. So do their babies. And so this is a new challenge, really, that we've got to start talking about more in the pro-life movement. Like, we've got to move beyond the theoretical and talk about what's actually happening day in, day out, in dorm rooms, in private bathrooms, all across this country, in high school bathrooms. Right? What is happening in our society today? And we've got to really unify if we want to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Michele Williams, the actress who won that Golden Globe Award, and her whole speech was just, I did a whole podcast episode. There's so many things. But the biggest takeaway I had from that was this true belief, where she truly, in her heart, believes that her abortion, whether it was one or multiple, we don't know, truly empowered her.
Yes.
That's given her this amazing life, and that she would never have achieved this level of success had it not been for the fact that she got to pay somebody to kill her child.
That she couldn't have done it.
Yes.
And like, what kind of low sense of self and self-worth do you have to believe that you can't be a mom and achieve amazing things? We're both moms, right? We're both doing awesome things.
Our lives might be crazy.
They're crazy, but like,
they're amazing.
We're doing awesome things, right? Like, we didn't have to choose between what we're doing for the pro-life movement and our children. Women deserve better than that. We don't have to make those choices.
Absolutely, and we have to fight back against. I was looking on Twitter today, which I always
it's like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's like the worst of the worst. But there's all these tweets about celebrating 47 years of Roe versus Wade from NARAL and Planned Parenthood, and it was just misogyny. I'm like, where are the feminists to tell a woman that she has to kill someone else who is weaker and smaller than herself in order to live her life as she sees fit? That's absolutely crazy. Like, why can't she choose both? Why can't she?
Well, and that's why feminism is such a sham.
Well,
today, which we could do a
that's
whole
a whole other live
Anyway,
stream. Okay.
Okay.
All right, anything else? So, opportunities, challenges, successes that you want to share that we didn't go over, Abby?
No, I mean, I see a lot of collaboration happening, in the pro-life movement, which makes me really excited. That makes me really happy, because we are truly stronger together. And so we see that with the summit. We see it with our pro-life women's conference that we have every year. People coming together. Indianapolis this year. People coming together for one common goal. And we may disagree on other things. Right? We may not have all the same opinions, but we agree on one thing, and that is that we must be laser focused on ending abortion. So while we care about many other issues, as we should, we are laser focused on abortion.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the time is now. We've never been closer than we've ever been to reversing Roe versus Wade, to achieving phase 1 of our goal. We cannot throw this away. We cannot let division We cannot let ego. We can't let our own personal preferences, maybe for the personality of a political candidate, interrupt that.
No.
Like, we can't throw away this opportunity because we are the pro-life generation. And you'll see all the Students for Life signs, the pro-life generation signs this Friday. But we also have an opportunity to be the first post-Roe generation.
Yeah.
We can be it. But if we screw this up this year, I don't know if that will be a reality. And honestly, like, I know.
No, I think Roe will be.
This up, it's going to be a big.
I think that if we don't win the 2020 election, I'm not sure that I will see the end of Roe v. Wade in my lifetime.
That's what we're talking about.
And that's just
this
the
is
reality.
what the difference will come down to. Do we want to end abortion in our lifetime, or do we not?
Or do you want to vote for the guy that you love everything that comes out of his mouth, which, by the way, doesn't exist? Okay. It's just too important. It's too important. 2020 it's a game-changing election. All elections are important, but this in particular, guys, we are so
I know. It's all like
close. Like, we are so flipping close, like, to reaching that first goal. Like, we cannot mess this up. We cannot screw this up.
Yeah. So the state of the pro-life movement, friends, is strong. And it's getting stronger every day, but it's really going to depend on what you do this year. What do you do this year to make history? What do you change? How do you become more active?
Yeah.
How do you become more of an advocate? What can you do more this year? How can you vote this year?
Yep.
So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Make sure you check out Abby Johnson and Then There Were None. I'm Kristan Hawkins with Students for Life and Explicitly Pro-Life Podcast. So thanks, guys. See you at the March for Life. Bye.